and welcome to Iron Missions.
Here it is our mission to inspire, restore, overcome, and nurture.
And today we're going to be talking about our personal experience in being an interracial couple.
Took us 5 times to get that. Roll intro. So for this video, we are going to be answering a few questions that we have received over the years of our marriage about being an interracial relationship, an interracial couple, and hopefully our responses can help you guys out. Number one, get to know us a little bit more, but hopefully it help you out maybe in something you're dealing with.
Yeah.
So, question number one.
Was race considered whenever you were deciding on the relationship or deciding to pursue the relationship?
Was race considered? So was race a consideration?
Did you factor that in, here's something to think about?
Yes and no.
Forward?
Yes and no. I like my women like I like my chocolate. Duck. I like my women like I like my coffee.
You don't even drink coffee.
If I did drink coffee, it would be black. Let's just clarify that. No, so obviously very physically attracted, but as far as I wasn't looking for a particular race, let's just say that. I wasn't saying, oh man, I gotta go find me a black girl, or I gotta go find me a white girl. I wasn't saying that. I was praying, obviously, you've seen our past videos. I wanted one woman to be my wife, my fiance, my girlfriend. I didn't want to have a bunch of girlfriends and all that, so I was just praying. I was praying for characteristics and qualities in a human being, and I got all of that here, and it just happened to come in a lovely dark chocolate package.
No, race was not a consideration for me either. It wasn't. It was just happened to be the package, as you said, of the person that I love. So
the vanilla ice cream was her favorite.
Coffee, extra cream.
Extra cream in her coffee. That's why we have caramel babies.
We do. Cute little curly-headed caramel babies. Okay. Okay. So no, it wasn't a consideration. It wasn't like we were seeking out somebody of opposite race or different race. It just happened to be the person that we clicked with, that we fell for. That's it. But that is a question that we've gotten in the past, or that type of thing. Okay.
Question 2.
Question number 2. Would you recommend an interracial relationship?
Interracial relationship.
An interracial relationship for other people?
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
Yes and no.
Okay.
No, in the sense that if you're going to be in a relationship with someone based purely on the fact of their race, it's probably not going to be a very long-lasting relationship.
No, you have to care about who they are as a person on the inside.
Yeah, it's got to be more. It's got to be more to it than just the way they look, just their skin tone. Yes, I would recommend it because it worked out well for me. But if that's who you're attracted to and that's who God is directing you towards, and that relationship is an interracial relationship, then yeah, go for it, 100%. But being with someone based purely off their skin tone, or not with someone based purely off their skin tone, in my opinion, is not a good enough reason. If God didn't allow me to be in a relationship with her, we wouldn't have been in a relationship. I would have been heartbroken, and it would have been terrible. But I have to go with what God tells me to do.
Yes, I agree. I would recommend it, but I would recommend that it needs to be the right person.
Yeah.
I think that anytime you've got 2 human hearts and you form them into one family and one form of function, it can be an uncomfortable process. And every relationship, every couple is going to have their barriers and hurdles, because not everyone was raised the same. People have different experiences, different cultural backgrounds. And so yes, being different races, that does add to that. That's one of the barriers, or one of the things that we deal with, because everyone has theirs. But you really need to be with someone that you can talk to, and who is open to listening to you and understanding your experience in the best way possible, and is willing to hear you out and to make adjustments, and willing to be uncomfortable and meet you in the middle. And if it's not somebody who is willing to talk to you or willing to have tough conversations, it's probably going to be a very difficult experience. But luckily we do that. I'm not saying all of our conversations are like us sipping coffee and giggling at each other across the table.
Black coffee, mind you.
It's we've had some, like, you know, uncomfortable, difficult conversations, but the main part is we keep coming back to one another. We give each other grace, and we don't give up. We say, I say, what, no matter what happens, this man has got my best interest in heart. He may not understand what I'm trying to say right now, and vice versa, because it's happened plenty of times, but we're going to keep working at it. And we always pray, and we always come back together at some point in time. So to me, that, it needs to be the right person.
Definitely the right person. If you end up getting into a relationship with someone, whether they're the same skin tone as you or not, and God is not in the center of that relationship, it's going to be a rocky road. Yeah, you may have fun for a season, but if God's not in the center of the relationship, it's going to be a rocky road. Mm-hmm. So we recommend that, number one, make sure God's in the center of any relationship that you do. If you're dating just to date, we don't necessarily agree with dating just to date. Dating just so you're not alone, we don't necessarily agree with that. Mm-hmm. That's not something that we did, nor is it something that we want to recommend for our kids. We agree with dating with a purpose. Yeah, dating with a purpose. And I'll say that's really an us thing. We would recommend it for our kids, but we would also very much want them to be open to the Holy Spirit and let the Holy Spirit guide their lives. As for us, our personalities, we get attached very easy. Yeah. Like, once you've become my person, my heart is in it. I commit hardcore to the people that I love, and if it's the wrong person and you find yourself having given that side over to that person where you're committed and you're tied to that person, but it's not something that's God's wanting and is not the direction God's leading you in, it can be horrible, right? Yeah, tough decisions that you have to make afterwards when you put your heart into something, and then you have to let God be the one to rip that apart. It's rough. Yeah, it can be difficult. And for anyone who's going through that, who invested all of themselves into a relationship that they soon realized was not going to be the relationship for them, or later realized, and now you've got time and affection and all these things invested. Listen, we feel for you, y'all. That is not easy. Yeah. No. Don't let anybody detour you. Don't let anybody tell you not to get into a relationship that you want to get into and that the Lord is directing you into, just because the individual that you're looking at is of a different race or a different culture. Yeah. Don't let another person deter you from that, because God has done great things in our marriage, in our life, and through us having this relationship, He's been able to minister to other people in ways we don't even understand. People will come up and they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, I didn't believe in love until I saw you two," and we're like, "We don't know how to take that, but thank you." Thanks. So don't let, whenever God puts it together, no man can take it apart. When God's trying to put something together, you with someone else, even if they're of a different race, let Him do what He does. Okay? All of the things in the natural realm, all the cultural differences, all the racial divide that we have all around the nation, God, when He's in the center of your relationship, all of that stuff will get worked out. Don't worry about it. Yeah. So I guess that kind of brings me to our third and final question. Has your racial differences created any difficulties? Is it hard being married to somebody of a different race? I don't think it has anything to do with your race, but she hits me a lot. I do not. You can't say that. People will believe you. Yeah, you should believe me, because she doesn't. She don't do it. She abuses me. I need help. Like, for real though. Hey, that's not a joke. I'm just kidding. So, no, it's not. I've been very, very well accepted into her family. And vice versa. Yeah, my family loves this guy. My family, they like her more than me. No, so, it's not true. They love you too. It's very true. So no, if they love anyone more, it's the grandkids. Yeah, it's the grandkids. They love us because we gave them grandkids. They love us by proxy.
They
It's
love the grandkids.
They'll come into the house and be like, hey, where's the kids? Oh, hi, how are you doing? Where's the grandkids at?
Hi, how are you? Where are your kids?
So, no, I wouldn't say it's difficult. I think understanding things, I would say the things that are hardest to understand are with like your hair.
My hair.
Yeah, with your hair, like learning all the different terminologies and names, cultural things. When my mom would get a perm, it means that she would curl her hair. When she said, "I'm going to get a perm," she came back with straight hair. I was like, I'm confused.
I should be saying relaxer.
Yeah, I didn't understand. So it's learning different things. It's not difficult. It's really not. You know, she's the other half of my puzzle piece. So
guys, listen to that.
if it's so, here's an interesting fact. Fun fact for you. In I believe this is Greek mythology. Now I could be wrong because I read it on the internet. The internet's always right. But I read it on the internet that Zeus, when he created man, originally he gave them 4 arms, 4 legs, and 2 heads. Realizing they'd be too powerful and they could overpower the gods, Zeus split all these human beings in half, and that's why people are always in search for their other half. Well, I think God was very blessing me, letting me find my other half. Not Zeus God.
I was like,
not Zeus God, the God. But if that was true, then this would be that case.
Yeah, if that's what we believe.
I believe that. We make the perfect Oreo, guys. I'm just saying.
Oh, so sweet. I'll say
chocolate and vanilla.
You said.
Salt and pepper. Okay, go ahead.
How many more you got? You done? Okay.
The black and white cookie. Okay, I'm done. I'm done.
Okay, so I don't think that it adds any difficulties necessarily that are beyond what any couple has. Like I said before, every couple is going to have difficulties that they have to work through when it comes to understanding one another's perspectives and their walks of life. But I do think sometimes it has been a little bit difficult trying to understand someone's perspective when it's something you're never going to experience, like racism. It's been difficult sometimes in that we have to be intentional to have conversations. You know, some couples, maybe they don't even talk about it, you know? But we do, mostly because we want to make sure we're on the same page with how we are establishing and raising our family. I think that we've had a lot of conversations that just took us time. So like, just throw it out there. One of the examples would be like understanding and identifying microaggressions as far as racism concerns. Like, very, very easy to identify people hurling nasty words and insults at one another, but some of the little nitpicky ways that racism can present itself, if you didn't grow up experiencing racism, you may not identify them or understand them. And we had a lot of conversations on how to identify them, how to address them, when to address them, mainly so that when he's out with the kids or out with me, he can be mindful of those things and know how to best protect and guide our kids, especially like if I'm not there and he takes the kids somewhere or those types of things. And so we've had those kinds of conversations, and those are, I mean, it doesn't really matter what you do, those are uncomfortable or can be pretty uncomfortable. And so I would think that would be like a difficulty that we've had, but for the most part, we work through it all the time. It's not always easy, but we always come back around and we talk to one another and we hear one another out, we give each other grace, and we work through it. So like I said before, I think it has to be the right person. It has to be someone who's got a gentle heart and who is got a big ear, willing to listen, and it's got to be the right person. Luckily, I got the right person. This is the right person for me. That got rambly.
Whenever I act up, she does hit me.
I don't hit him. Okay.
Well, hey guys, if you enjoyed this video, let us know what you thought. Let us know if you have any more questions for us and our life and how we live our life. You know, we are, a young couple, both in ministry. And we do ministry. We have 2 kids. If you have any questions for us, let us know. We'd love to answer some questions for you guys. If you need anything, give us a call, give us a shout out, give us like, comment, and subscribe. We love you guys to join our Iron Missions family. So we'll talk to you guys later.